What's up everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we are in Boise, Idaho, here at Tacovinyl. So today we do have the Tacoma here. We will be doing the archive garage rear shock relocation, and we have some locked 12-inch by 2.5 shocks that are going to be going in. So stay tuned for all of that. I'm super excited to get these in. Here we have the archive garage relocation kit out on the table. For the lower shock mount, they do label one as passenger side, and this one doesn't have anything labeled on it, so this one would be driver. They don't look any different to me, but we're going to follow their instructions and do one on the passenger side. But here's the actual shock towers. They're super thick, super beefy, and then here's the hardware bag. Alright, Randy, give us a game plan here.
So we're going to start cleaning some of the grime off, and then we're going to grind away the paint, get the surface prepped, and then we're going to mock up the relocation, and then we're going to tack it in, make sure it's the correct orientation, and then we're going to burn it in.
Holy crap.
Yeah, good boy shit.
Yeah, no, it's quite the difference.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I think this is an 8-inch, and this is a 12-inch. Big boy stuff. Okay, so my fear, and the things that we're gonna have to look at real quick, is at full compression, is the shock gonna bottom out? And at full decompression, is there enough room? Are we gonna get more out of it? So that's what we gotta figure out. So that goes right there. That goes up in. Yeah, there. Fuck yeah, you're gonna be like perfect, dude. Oh, bro, that's gonna be right there. Yep, let's fetch and go. Yep, that's gonna be like perfect. Yeah. She gonna get droopy. Okay, so we got 1, 2. This is supposed to go right there. Alright. What's challenging though is that the bottom plate interferes with this guy. So what we have to do is we're gonna get a U-bolt flip kit so that there's only U-bolts down here that'll then attach up here. That way this has all the room to be able to move around down here where we need it to for welding purposes. So this is the plan. We got our top plate that he does have these bumps that we're gonna have to drill out, which is perfectly fine. Bump stops will integrate right back into there. Then this will come up and through. That'll give us the needed space down here for the shock to come up and through.
So just to recap why we're doing a U-bolt flip kit, for where the shock bolts or welds onto the axle here, it kind of goes right in this divot, and it interferes with this stock U-bolt plate. So you might be able to cut this so that it all fits in there. We're not going to do that. I'd recommend just ordering a U-bolt flip kit. It's going to kind of eliminate all of this, which you really don't need this anymore because, I mean, their shock's going to be moved, so there's really no point. So that's where I would recommend doing the U-bolt flip kit to give you enough room to get your axle shock mount right here. We found out the reason why these are side specific. You can kind of see here the one side has a much larger circle cut out of it than the other side, and that is for this taper in the axle, if it'll focus on that right there. So we have this skinnier part in the axle where and then it gets wider. So the skinnier part of that is supposed to fit up into there, and then it'll fit the larger diameter of the axle.
Those that are following along in the YouTube story, we're about to mock up these shocks. Oh man, that looks so good. So good, guys. Okay. It's great. I mean, it works out really good. Now we gotta do the thingamabob down here and make sure that the thingies right here were good too. So we're good.
Spoken like a true professional right there.
We gotta make there these deed hookies right here. Do the job for the bigger shaft. We're doing the other mock-up, guys, for this thing right here. This is the gray thing that does the job. Boom. Like your mom never knew it was missing. You guys, on a serious note, what we're gonna be doing is the hanger, depending on where John's axle sits, because he does have a different leaf pack setup. We want to weld these lower brackets on in a way that allows for the most amount of down travel and using the most amount of the shock. So let's say, well, once we get the thing welded on, I'll kind of explain it a little bit more, but we're going to bolt up the U-bolts, get the axle sucked up. It is fully extended right now. So then at full extension, we're going to tack this guy on and then yeah, and then go from there. Then when we take it outside, we'll have to check the bump and all the other stuff. Okay, now we got the U-bolt flip kit set up, and as you can see down below, it clears up all the room compared to this that was in the same place. Much smaller footprint and more clearance. Oh, this guy kind of like swings back. What we want is for it to sit parallel, kind of like that. And with it sitting like that, that'll gives us enough room to weld. And we probably eliminated maybe a ½ an inch of down travel, which is fine. We'd rather the springs be the limiting factor and not the actual shock itself. Now what we'll do is we'll tack this guy in place, toss on a wheel, and then we're going to check some up travel. Hey, right there.
Yeah, it's touch and bump.
It is touch and bump.
That's sick.
Do we still have shock shaft showing? I mean, not flat leaf pack, it's flat.
Yeah, it's flat. Yeah, we still have plenty of shock showing.
Sweet. Now I'm curious on the way it drives.
That's sick.
That's sick, yeah.
Are you recording?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. Those are some good looking welds, man.
I'm in my element.
Who's got the dimes?
Cause I only have the pennies.
Back in my element. I'm in my element. Back in my element. I'm in my element. Back in my element. I'm in my element. Don't care about relevance. I'm doing me. I'm in my element. We the new delegate. Tapping and see. I don't sit and worry about who's on. Back in my bag, that's a new zone.
So we have it back in the shop from getting on the flex ramp. Flex numbers right now are looking pretty similar because our limiting factor here is the leaf springs. These are the All Pro Expedition leaf springs. So this is fully drooped out. When we did flex it out, the bump stop came in full contact up here, but we had, I mean, you can see that's how much shock shaft we had showing there. And there's probably still some more, so we could have a lot more travel if I were to either change out to a longer shackle or to change leaf springs, but overall I'm really excited for this and to have the adjusters. These are the locked 2.5 12-inch. They have 22 stops of adjustment there. So as we were fully flexed out, we were very close for the tire to touch on the shock here. My wheels are 17x9 -25 offset, and I have a 1.25-inch Spider Track wheel spacer. So if you were, had any wider of a tire than a 295 70/17 or anything taller or less offset in the actual wheel, then you would most likely come in contact with this. So you kind of have to keep that in mind. I was super stoked to see that I don't have to go larger spacers, and that everything's kind of lining up really good with that. So for placement, we've kind of found this area was where we decided to stick. It's about an inch off of here, and about a ½ inch up, and then about a ½ inch from the bottom of the frame there. I do have these frame plates welded on for extra stiffness, and so that kind of impacted where the height of this sat. If you don't have these, then you kind of want this gap to sit a little higher where the frame is, so you can get that good weld across there. We had to kind of lower the tower down just a tad so that we could weld this across on the top of the frame plate and try to hit the frame plate and the frame. So keep that in mind as well when you're doing placement. But as for the bottom, this should be standard for everyone. It kind of, the way that the mount is designed is that it sits in the axle in this little pitch here. So these are side specific, like we mentioned earlier. So once you kind of get those in place, there's really only one spot that they fit onto the axle housing really well. And that's what we have for today's video. I hope you enjoyed seeing a closer look at the Archive Garage shock relocation. I'm super excited to share with you the details on how it works. The next video that will be posted on this YouTube channel will be about a 6-month review and kind of my thoughts and how I like the kit and how it performs. So that will be the next video that will be posted here. I do need to give a huge thank you to Archive Garage for sending me the kit and working with me and making this all possible. Their knowledge is insane, and the quality of products they put out is killer. So go give them a follow. Go buy any of their stuff that you need for your rig. And then I do need to thank Apex Offroad and Tacovinyl, because they are the professionals that do a lot of work on my truck. And I trust them because I am not a professional by any means, and so I can trust them to get it done right and get everything dialed in on the rig. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the video, the 6-month review, and then we'll catch you then.